Contents. Forward. Roman numeral 9. Chapter 1. Is Your Way the Right Way? Page 1. Chapter 2. The Enlightenment. Page 37. Chapter 3. Jesus, the Light of the World. Page 71. Chapter 4. The Passion. Page 149. Chapter 5. Jesus is truly divine. Page 219. Chapter 6. One's Journey into the Abyss. Page 247. Chapter 7. Bring Back Eden. Page 277. Addendum. What touched your heart about Jesus? Page 315. Bibliography. Page 321. Let's start on page 50 in chapter 2, subtitled Life of Prayer. At this point in my life, when I was about 25 years old, I started thinking about what I could do to repay the Almighty One for the blessings He has sent me. I had said the rosary in the past, but not on a daily basis. And once a week I would attend Mass. I really only knew the joyful mysteries at that time, and each time I said the rosary, I would say the joyful mysteries. I decided that maybe I should try to say a complete rosary every day and see how that goes. And for years it seemed to work. It really wasn't that hard finding 13 minutes a day to recite the rosary. It is supposed to take 15 minutes, but for some reason it only took me about 13. As a substitute teacher in yet another class, I had the opportunity to read a report that one of the students had done on St. Patrick. It was around March 17th, and the kids were doing reports about the saint. One report said that when St. Patrick was captured and forced to be a shepherd, he would recite something like 300 prayers a day. I figured that I was saying approximately 70 prayers a day and thought it was feasible that I could say 300 prayers a day. St. Patrick was a saint, yet I knew I could probably say as many prayers as he did, even though I was not trying to be a saint. Saying this many prayers daily, however, was not going to happen for many years. St. Patrick was a role model for me. I kept this in the back of my mind, and it would eventually come to fruition. We tend to think saints and their deeds are so far beyond what we are capable of doing that we don't even try to emulate them. But here was a man doing something that I thought I could possibly do. As the years went by, I started feeling that my daily rosary was great, but just not enough. The more I learned about prayer and how much it was cherished in heaven, the more I wanted to pray. As I prayed, I began to realize the power of prayer and the many things prayer can do. Prayer can make the impossible possible. Prayer can move mountains. Prayer will make the difficult easy. Prayer is a staple of life. I don't know how I live without prayer being ever present in my daily life. I would not want to live without prayer. I don't believe I would survive long without prayer. Prayer has created for me an indomitable bond with the Almighty One. Prayer is my life's breath and my heart's beat. Prayer will create the greatest love of your life. Prayer is a great sign of predestination and will lead you to salvation. One should develop to the point where they pray without ceasing. You should pray the minute you wake up in the morning. You should pray while you eat, while you drive, pray while you work, pray while you play, and even pray while you're asleep. Pray with a humble heart. Prayer is the well where God comes to quench man's thirst. One's life and prayer should be inseparable. Prayer is the mysterious encounter with the supernatural that God continuously beckons us to engage in. Prayer of the humble and contrite heart develops us and takes our soul to a higher level. God does not hear prayers that are not from the heart. The heart is the place of truth where all our deepest feelings well up. It is our dwelling place. Humility is the foundation stone of prayer. Prayer is the stepping stone to salvation. My family years. I moved to Freehold, New Jersey back in 1991, along with my sons and my beautiful wife. It used to take me approximately 45 minutes to get to work and 45 minutes to get back home. One day when I was driving to work and I had finished my rosary, instead of turning on the radio, I began to contemplate my last days on earth. I started to think, what am I going to say to Jesus when I see him? I thought I would say, Jesus, I said the rosary every day. I hope that's enough to get me into paradise. Then I started to think, is that all I will bring on that day? I know his mother, the Queen of the Holy Rosary, needs those prayers and is constantly beckoning us to say them daily. But really, is that all I was going to do? I listened to the radio for at least a half hour after I finished with my rosary, and for 45 minutes on my way home. I have the time. Why not devote it to prayer? Then I was trying to decide how much prayer time I should actually devote. I had already said one rosary per day for approximately 15 years, which came out to be about 100,000 prayers, and I thought that wasn't too bad. Then I thought to myself, I would love to devote 1 million prayers in Jesus' name through the rosary. Then I thought, that's crazy. 1 million prayers would take a long time. No one could do that. But really, who knows how many prayers people say in their lifetime? So I figured out that if I used my time driving to work without turning on the radio, I would be able to say 6 complete sets of the rosary, at least 5 to 6 times a week, because that's about how many times I drive to work. The other 1 or 2 days a week, I would just say 3 complete sets of the rosary. When I refer to a complete set of the rosary, I mean 5 decades of either the joyful mysteries, the sorrowful mysteries, or the glorious mysteries. I figured that to be about 81,000 prayers a year. At that rate, it would take me a little more than 12 years to complete my devotion. I then decided to go for it, and really try to say 1 million prayers. As I drove to work, I would say 3 complete rosaries on my way there and 3 complete rosaries on my way back. After a while, I started getting the message that when I pray the rosary, I was to include all the mysteries. In the beginning, I just said the joyful mysteries over and over again, because that was really the only mysteries I knew completely. I would fill in the rest of the time by just saying Hail Marys repetitively, because I didn't know the other mysteries fully. After some time passed, and the powers in heaven began to take me seriously about my devotion, I got the feeling that someone was trying to enlighten me to say the rosary properly. I guess if you're going to devote 1 million prayers, they want it done right. So I found a small booklet left behind by my mother or my mother-in-law that had all the mysteries in it.